Hashtag no music, no intro. Saints Block Party Podcast, Week 18. Saints Falcons preview. Maybe the last game podcast Ryan and I do for the season. Maybe not. So much is at stake. On Sunday with the Saints taking on the Falcons in the NFL regular season finale. We apologize for the video not being like it typically is. Life, sometimes just happens, and there's a good possibility that I was not going to be able to record the preview pod tomorrow night because of work things, and so we kind of preemptively recorded it tonight, and Ryan doesn't have his computer set up, and so if you're just gonna see me this episode, I apologize. It is what it is, but
just you,
just me,
I'm
just
still here
though. So we'll break down the Falcons game. We already talked about them regarding all the possibilities of how the Saints can enter the playoffs, either by winning the NFC South or making a wild card appearance. If you're listening to this, like or follow us on whatever podcast app you're using to listen. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe. Being that this potentially may be the last regular season podcast that we do if the season's end, Ryan and I have been thinking and trying to come up with the plan of, we always do we try to do, unless we're on vacation, we try to do at least one episode a week, regardless of it being regular season or not, even in the off season. But we really want to continue on like the momentum that we've built this last year. And so Ryan and I were talking about what we could do during the off season. So it's in the works, but I would say like this is to it's a thank you to our Patreons. It's a thank you also to our YouTube subscribers. And Ryan has said this, our YouTube subscribers seem to be completely different than like our podcast listeners. It's like it feels like it's two different two different continents.
Yeah, bro.
Which I'm not knocking it, but we definitely want to continue to build our YouTube presence as well as rewarding our Patreons. And so what we're tentatively planning to do is to start doing a weekly basis. So we're going to do our weekly show talking about off-season stuff and what have you, but we're going to do another weekly show. It's going to be a live show on our YouTube channel. If you're a Patreon, we'll make sure we'll send the link out and you can join. But people who are subscribers of our YouTube, obviously they'll get the notification that we're doing a live show, and it's gonna be like a 30-minute show. There's gonna be a topic, and we're just gonna talk about whatever that topic is. If we're getting questions from the stream regarding the Saints, we'll answer it. It's just anything. And I was actually thinking about this, and I haven't even ran it by you yet. I think it would be cool, because we are the Saints Block Party podcast brought to you by BetterHelp, is that every week we could do like a drawing or what have you, picking either someone from our Patreon or a subscriber from our YouTube, and they would join us on that show. Like they would be dope. This is the Saints Block Party podcast. This is the community that we built. What better way to show that this truly is a community is just by having people who support us be on the show with us, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's a fun idea. And so that's what we're going to plan to do. And then for whatever reason, if you miss the live show, we are going to post it as a podcast, but those live shows are only going to be posted as a podcast for Patreons only. So not a Patreon. If you miss whatever we talked about, who knows, we might be dropping some hints and some news and whatever. It's a reason for you to either subscribe to our YouTube channel and become a Patreon. There you go. So that's
starting at $1. Starting at $1 a month.
$1, bro. $1.
Can't even get a McDouble. Can't get a. can't get a small fry for $1, bro.
Jeff Bezos want me to pay $2.99 for no ads on
no ads, man,
on Amazon Prime. Like, you know what? Let me stop, bro. I can't.
I've been the best. I've been the Jeff supporter all this time, and you gonna do this?
I'm not gonna criticize him, Ryan. I'm not gonna do it, bro. Can't do it, bro.
I ain't paying the $2.99 though.
I'm not. I mean, I use
better Prime.
I use Amazon Prime Video so infrequently that like I'm not worried about it. But we could have a whole separate Jeff Bezos podcast episode. Anyway, before we dive into the game though, how much of last night's either game? I don't know if you saw Michigan and Alabama or Washington and Texas.
I watched a good bit of the Washington, Texas, a little bit of the Michigan, Alabama.
The two things I took from both games, because I watched them all in an entirety. It's crazy to me how just watching that Michigan game, I literally felt like I was watching like the Niners in 2011 all over again, bro.
Damn.
Like say what, and that's the juxtaposition and the shit I hate about sometimes having morality is I would love to just be like, man, if y'all don't fucking go out and get fucking Jim Harbaugh, he's 100% coming back to the league. Like, I think we could, that's happening. That's the thing, right? You don't go out and fucking make Don Lee your agent if you're not coming back, right?
Right.
But I literally was watching it, man, and I was like, this is the Niners defense under Harbaugh. Like just the way that Michigan, like he's built that program. Obviously he inherited a lot of the talent that he got with San Francisco before he got there, but he put his handprints and his culture on that team, and it just got me to thinking. And I'll say this: I do not at any point I don't think Jim Harbaugh is an option for the Saints. If I was a betting person, I'd probably guess he'd end up with Carolina, and then it's like, oh, like that's the last thing we need in our division right now, bro.
No, please no.
You put Jim Harbaugh in a division with Dennis Allen, Todd Bowles, and what other coach am I missing? A fucking Arthur Smith or maybe another coach, bro. Like he would run away with the division, Ryan. Run away with it. But I do know his team had put some feelers out prior, when the whole stealing the signs thing happened. But it's just a long-winded example of just saying that is what when you think of a good coach, that is what you think of. Like if you have a Jim Harbaugh team, or even John Harbaugh for that matter, you're getting a team that's going to be coached well, that's going to be physical. The defense is more than likely going to be good. Offensively, they're going to run the ball a lot. Maybe they don't have the best quarterback, but they're going to have an identity about themselves where they're going to be bullies up front, offensive line, defensive line. Like there's an identity to those teams, right? And it just goes back to how with Dennis Allen at the helm, this is ending the end of season 2. What is the identity of the New Orleans Saints, Ryan, offensively?
Never had what? They never had offensive identity.
None. Not a single thing. What is the identity of them defensively? Like a sometimes decently good secondary,
scrappy defense. I don't know.
I don't.
But no, like people like Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Bill Belichick, these are program builders.
Yeah. Mike Tomlin.
They're program builders. They're not just X's and O's, and they come in and they completely rebuild everything from every office, every department, scouting, recruiting, where you sell tickets, everything. And, where they practice, the way they, everything you could think of. And the buck stops with them, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, that lot good and bad comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, it does.
You just see with Sean Payton, he's been catching a lot of heat past, week or two. And that comes with the job. You got to rebuild a program. You're gonna get rid of some people that fans like. You're gonna piss some people
It's going to
off.
ruffle. You are going to ruffle some feathers.
Absolutely, and that's what the Saints need. But we know we are at the point. We're at the point with the Saints where we know Dennis Allen isn't going anywhere this season. He's not getting fired this offseason. So it's still always going to be hashtag fires Dennis Allen. But you just get to a point where it's like, okay, we beating a dead horse.
I don't care, Ryan. This dead. I am taking out an AK-47. If anyone is a horse fan, I apologize. If anyone's a member of PETA, I also apologize.
Like
what I'm about to say. Every fucking chance I get, Ryan. Every chance I get. And I love horses. But
somebody gonna be triggered by that, bro.
I know, bro. That's why I tried to. As soon as I started, I was like, let me preface this, right? But I still was gonna say it because that's just me. Let's go to this Texas Washington game, and it caused a lot of like discussion in Saints Twitter and things.
Yeah, thirsty.
Here's what I would say. This is the only thing I'm going to say. Well, not the only thing, but there's a thing that stands out to me. I would find it almost fucking impossible that you have a quarterback with that talent, and I could break down the pros and the cons of Michael Penix Jr. But he was in your building, on your couch, feet up. You would have to be blind if you were not Mickey Loomis, if you were not Jeff Ireland, Dennis, what is it, Lachey, I don't fucking know his name.
Lashana.
To have watched that game and not thought, oh shit, right? Like,
yeah.
I started watching a little Penix. I would say like maybe like a week or two ago, just because this was still kind of like we were in the unknown of like, is Dennis Allen going to stay? Is he going to go? Like, if they're picking at 13, Penix was the likely one that may have fell to them, and they didn't have to trade up to get him and whatever. And I just watched a couple of snaps, and I was just like, I'm telling it's legit, bro. Like,
yeah,
watching all of that game last night, him coming into the league as a rookie, he probably already has, just arm talent wise alone, a top 6-ish NFL arm. But the thing that impressed me the most about him last night, watching him, is that because he's torn his ACL twice, and honestly, like, if we being real, like, tearing your ACL twice, like, that should give him a green star on the Saints board, bro. We love drafting injured players. Shit, we like, ooh, injuries? Ooh. like this is like the fucking quarterback version of
Curry foot?
No, well, I was him too, because he didn't have no cartilage in his knees. Kikaha, bro. Like, Kikaha didn't have no knees, bro.
No knees.
No knees. So he doesn't like to scramble. He doesn't like to run. He likes winning from the pocket. And there were plays last night, arm talent aside, all that aside, just the way he was able to move, navigate in the pocket, step up in the pocket, evade the rush, but not scramble, eyes down the field, and throw absolute fucking darts, Ryan.
Darts, bro. Darts. I had never watched him at all. I haven't watched one snap of Penix until last night, and I was like, well, goddamn.
Right?
Like this is nice right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could get with this right here. Like, we'll see. You know, we'll break him down further. You know,
we will.
But like eye test initially, you could see it. Period.
You could see it, and then if you're Mickey Loomis and you're Jeff Ireland, and maybe not Mickey, because I know he's a smart football person. I don't want to like downgrade, but you can't tell me that you cannot envision an offense that he's at the forefront. He's throwing bombs to Chris Olave. He's throwing bombs to Rashid Shaheed. He's actually using the middle of the And you're in like they're in a perfect position as a team. And I'm going on this long tangent, knowing that there's no chance in hell that they're going to draft a quarterback. I just need to get this out, right? But you're kind of in the perfect position to draft a player like that because Derek Carr is coming back for next season. He is what you've said. Derek Carr is what he is, the perfect bridge quarterback, kind of that tier. Man, you draft Penix, you don't even have to play him next year.
Nope.
And just let him sit, and he don't have to do nothing. And maybe that, I know he's healthy, but there's no chance of him like hurting himself next year as a rookie and just learn the offense. And DA probably would be fired after next season if it didn't go well. So then he starts kind of fresh with a new like a head coach and an offensive system. Like if there's a year to do it, bruh, it's this year.
Absolutely.
And I say this. If they were going to draft Patrick Mahomes in 2017, which they were going to do with Drew Brees still on the team and didn't worry about offending Drew Brees. Now, I think maybe the reason they didn't trade up for Patrick Mahomes was because of Drew Brees. But you cannot with a straight face justify to me why you would potentially pass on someone like that. I get it. He has 2 torn ACLs. I think he's like old. He's been in college like 6 seasons, so he's older. So I think he's like 22, 23. So he's like an older, and he'll be an older rookie. But that can't be the reason as to why you pass on a player like that.
No. To me, it just makes 100% sense. Not even just him. We're talking about him, but just quarterback in the first round in general.
Correct.
Like just from a business standpoint, like this is a quarterback league. You've seen since Drew Brees left how hard it is to, get somebody at that position, a franchise quarterback. The rookie deal is almost like a lottery ticket. When you hit now, you got to hit on the quarterback now.
Got to,
when you hit, it's like a lottery ticket. You get 4 to 5 years in control of a player on a cheap deal. And just from a business standpoint of, the Saints fans are checked out, bro. Like checked out with no reason,
hope,
no reason of hope going forward, bro. Like there's nothing they could really do this offseason that could really be like, okay, man, we back. You know what I'm saying? Or we on our way back or something like that.
Yep.
Nothing they could do. Except getting a quarterback. Now you're like, okay, we might be building something. Though, regardless of what happened with DA or whatever.
All that.
It just makes too much sense.
Let me give you this example. Right. 2020. Okay. The Packers drafted Jordan Love at 25 overall. I remember all the reports that came after it. Even NFL, big NFL media was slamming the Packers for like not going out and helping Aaron Rodgers, not getting him a weapon, Aaron Rodgers was pissed. The Packers are an annoying franchise. Let me preface by saying that you go from fucking far, you go from Rodgers, and now maybe you have Jordan Love. And Jordan Love's this season did not start out great. Like he was very up and down, and at times he looked not great. But if you watch that Sunday Night Football game he had against the Vikings, some of the throws Jordan Love was throwing in that game, bruh, unbelievable. Like this is like not set, just like ridiculous throws, bruh.
Yeah, and he does that every week. He'll do 1 or 2 throws where it's like, oof. And you see it, and you saw that with him in college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
you did. So
and they, all the criticism they took for that, sitting him on the bench all those years.
Talk about it.
And then this final year comes, and they sign him to like a little manageable, incentive-laden deal. And now they set up, bro. Not saying he's going to be like this world beater, top 5 quarterback, but he's something you could build around going forward.
Yes.
They got young receivers with him. They're growing together. Got some weapons growing. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, they got weapons now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now it's just a fresh start, And man, like, when can the Saints do that, bro?
And it's because a smart organization had the foresight, bro. Like that's really what it boils down to. because you as a franchise have to tell yourself, we don't care. We might catch the ire of our starting quarterback, who's a franchise quarterback, who blah blah. You're going to take that hit, but you take that hit, and if you end up as a team being right about the quarterback that you're drafted in the first round, you are changing your whole potential, like where you are as a franchise for years to come and seasons to come. And that's why I go back to the whole thing that Mickey said on the WWL head of just like they're not thinking about the future. Like it's your job to think about the future.
Literally.
Like that's what you have to be doing. So I don't want to get we'll dive into the draft, but I just wanted, it was just on everyone's mind. It's fresh. The performance he had, and here's where it gets spicy though. I am fucking fascinated to see Washington against Michigan, because to me, also a trigger warning. It feels very Saints versus Niners in the divisional round playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You have a team that has built their identity on defense, being just a bully defensively, exotic, pass rushes, like whatever. Strong run offense for Michigan, quarterback kind of but just bullies up front everywhere, right? And then you got Washington, the explosive offense, the that could just put up numbers and score in a hurry and just in a blink of an eye go down the field. It like just like the contrast between the two teams feels very, and obviously Jim Harbaugh, obviously, very Saints Niners divisional round, just in terms of the styles. And so here's like the big question not the big question, but for Penix is like I know what the knock's going to be, kind of similar to the knock that people had on Mahomes at the prospects, like, oh, he only won against like Big 12 defenses, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the same thing for Penix, right? He only won against like Pac-10 or Pac-12 defenses, that are not very good defensively. I don't know what's going to happen with him in the draft. I don't know how high he could go, but I know one thing. I know NFL decision makers are like, fuck, because he's older, which is a huge knock. He has 2 torn ACLs and an injury history, which is a huge knock. And he comes from an offense that is a great, like, schemed offense, but probably not like an actual, like, quote unquote NFL offense. But who comes from an NFL offense these days from college, right? So I just see the knocks, but then there's always that arm though, bro.
That arm
though, bro.
That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna see all the talk. It's all gonna be about the medical, man. Like when they get into the combine and team's medical staff, pull on his leg and all that stuff. Take a look. If he looks good to go, he's going high, bro. Like
if his medicals are straight, bro, like I cannot see him going. I can't see him falling out of the top 6, bro. Like, just
it's not like he's coming out injured. It's not like he's coming out injured. He's good. You know what I'm saying? So, shit.
This episode of the Saints Block Party podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. Woof. The holiday seasons are approaching, and gift-giving season is right on the horizon. What do you do to give gifts?
Well, me and my family, we have a website that we go to, and we kind of just put what we want, make our little gift lists, and then we kind of just go through the list and try to buy everybody the things that they want. And if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Well, whether or not your family gives gifts during the holidays, you get to define how you give to yourself. And the holidays are a great time to do that. Best way to start is indulging in self-care. No better place to start than BetterHelp. With BetterHelp, you can give to yourself, starting therapy, giving yourself self-care, and learn positive coping skills. It's simple, it's convenient, you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/whodat today to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whodat. Anyway, I just had a little the old Adam for a second had to come out.
Draft Mecca.
Oh, came out a little bit. Let's let's talk about the Saints Falcons game. It is Falcons hate week. # fuck the Falcons. The lazy analysis would just be the Bears and Justin Fields just put it on them and like scored 30 plus points on them. All that shit goes out the window, man. Like
all out the window.
All out the window. By the way, if you want to be in the raffle to go to the last game of the season, tentatively, please either do something in terms of promoting the recap we did for the Bucks episode, or doing something on social media that is promoting the podcast for this preview game for the Falcons. And all we're asking for is for you to tell us what was your favorite Saints Block Party podcast moment of 2023 and why. That's it. And you're entered into it. And honestly, if you want to go to the game, like I just know how our raffles have been. Like you just may need to do it just one time. Like and you may be the only person in fucking raffle.
Maybe in there.
Which would be I could not even could you imagine if we just had this podcast and had season tickets during Drew Brees days, bro?
What?
We would not have. We will not have one raffle entry, is what I'll say. Also, Mickey, we have money, so fuck you about the economy. So anyway, Saints Falcons. Here's the thing for me for this game. I am fascinated to see. So we're recording this Tuesday. If you're Patreon, you're going to be able to listen to this on Wednesday. If non-Patreons, you're listening to this probably on Thursday. I am fascinated to see what AK's injury status will be for this game. And because I felt like that first drive against the Bucks obviously was their best drive of the season. And it was a great combination of pass, run. The offensive line was actually run blocking very well for AK, and he was looking like old AK. And I think if they want to win this game, that them being able to run the ball successfully, hopefully with AK, if he's able to play, is a huge part of that. Because that, to me, that's a huge component of the game for the Saints offensively.
Well, I mean, they can't run the ball without him.
Nope.
They can't run the ball.
Pretty much, bro. And it feels like, and I don't know if it's the run blocking. I don't know if opposing defenses have just prepared better against it. Also, I don't feel like they go to it enough, but it feels like the Taysom runs are not being as effective as they have been in the past either. So if you're not getting any juice off of that, and you're not getting any juice, well, we know they aren't getting any juice with fucking Jamal Williams run the ball, like then you just become a one-dimensional offense that is very easy to prepare for.
Exactly. Which is why even if they're running Jamal Williams and he's not getting much, they might have to just kind of stick with it, as annoying as it is, just to stick with that play action. Because I'm telling you, bro, like when the Saints and Pete Carmichael are running play action, that's the best Derek Carr you're gonna get right there.
Yes. And it was clear against the Bucks, bro. Clear. And against the Giants too.
And against the Giants. So it's like they need to stick with that, even if it risks, 2 yards in the cloud of dust with Jamal Williams. It's gonna be interesting, bro. Because look, I mean, I just throw that Bears game out. It was like a ugly, just terrible weather. Bijan Robinson, he still averaged like 5 yards per carry. Tyler Heineke was horrible. He was like 10 of 29. Like 10 of 29. Completed 10 passes, bro. Just horrible. He hurt his ankle, so they don't know if he's gonna start this week. If I was them, I'd go with Desmond Ridder because he didn't beat us before already. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit.
He when you said in the previous preview pod, like the game plan was when you hit your back foot, if the read's not there, run.
That's it. I would,
and it worked all game last game.
like, why change it up? You know what I'm saying? Unless the Saints defense stop it, why change it up? I would run the hell out. If I were them, I would just run the hell out of the ball with Bijan, with what's his name?
Tyler
Tyler
Algier, I got
Tyler
her.
Algier. He busted off like a 75
Yeah,
yard
I saw
catch
it.
and run. Like, bro, like the Saints defense, they yeah, you can do pretty good against Rashad White and the Bucks little offensive run blocking, but like I gotta see you stop the Falcons run game. I gotta see that.
Because they have not stopped it in the last 3 games that they've played against the Falcons.
No. And against anybody else, really. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
So if I see the Falcons busting off them big runs, bro,
Early, bro.
it could be a long Sunday. Because look, the Falcons are still alive for the playoffs. Like this,
Yeah, they are.
NFC South is so trash.
Which I didn't realize until like a couple of days ago, yesterday or 2 days. I was like, wait, if the Falcons win and who loses, they're in with their record?
If the Bucks lose to the Panthers, which like would shock me if that happened,
right.
me. But you just never know in the NFL.
Crazier things have happened.
And then the Falcons win, they will be the 4th seed, bro. It will be a higher seed than the Lions. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. That's just crazy to me, man. But it can happen. So they have everything to fight for. Arthur Smith fighting for his life right now. Fighting for his life.
Literally. Literally. No, not literally. Sorry, he's not going to.
Coaching life. It's fighting for his coaching life right now. So, I think they're gonna, put out a good effort, man. I don't think they're gonna give up. Some think, well, since they're close to drafting high or whatever, maybe want a quarterback, maybe. But I don't see any reason why Arthur Smith would, like start sitting players and shit like that. He has no reason. He has no reason to do that. So unless order came down from the top, I don't know.
I am going to give you an analogy. Is that the Falcons are literally in the same position that the Saints were against the Bucks last week.
Yep.
We like all the parallels, right? They came off a nasty loss. Obviously, the Saints had a longer break in terms of 10 days from the Rams game to the Bucks game, but came off a nasty loss. It was embarrassing. And then you had to go away and play a divisional opponent, knowing that if you did not win, one, your playoff dreams were at that point likely completely done, and then two, there's also a smaller subplot that depending on potentially how you would have lost, maybe the head coach is fired, right? So we already saw how the Saints responded to that against the Bucks. They had a great first half and a decent up until mid third quarter, bruh. I was like, okay, here these niggas go. Here it fucking comes, right? But they eked out and squeaked out a win against a better team that probably wouldn't have happened, but they were going against the Bucks and they got lucky. The Falcons are almost identically in the same exact situation the last week of the season.
I do wonder if there's going to be any scoreboard watching, at the half, and they go in and see the Bucks are up, 22 to 23 to, 3 against the Panthers, and then the Saints know, but both teams know that, but ain't no playoffs.
Well, here's the thing, though, but because remember, there's other ways.
The Saints are still alive for the wild card.
But the Falcons would not be. The only way the Falcons can make is that they have to win and Tampa Bay has to lose, and then the Falcons would make the playoffs at 8-9, or no, they'd be 8-10. Ugh.
8-9.
Yeah, 8-9. I'm not dumb. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the only way that the Falcons make the playoffs, and then the Saints make the playoffs by winning in Tampa Bay, either losing or tying with the Panthers, or the Saints tie and the Bucks lose, and they would clinch the NFC South. And then the only other way, other than them winning the NFC South, is that they can make the playoffs is via a wild card berth, is that they would have to win. The Seahawks would have to either lose or tie against the Cardinals, and then Green Bay would have to lose or tie against the Lions. I want to say Lions. Okay. Yeah, but the Lions may not have anything to play for, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I mean, according to Campbell, he says they're playing, but you never know. You don't never know if they tell the
Like
truth.
they may be playing until like halftime, and then they're not playing.
Exactly.
So that's pretty much it. So either the Saints, either way, the Saints either have to win or tie, and the Seahawks and the Packers either have to lose. Will have to lose. So it's so weird. So fucking weird. The Saints would have to tie, and the Seahawks would have to lose, and Packers lose, and they could get a wild card spot. Or the Saints would win, and then the Seahawks could lose or tie, and then Green Bay could lose or tie.
Jeez.
I shouldn't even put this out there, but I don't fucking care. Wouldn't it be like the most Saints shit ever, bruh? Not even the Packers and the Seahawks losing. What if both those teams fucking tied, bro? Like the least probable shit, and then they didn't beat the Falcons, bro.
Oh no, the Green Bay actually plays the Bears. Actually,
Okay, sorry, it's the Bears, not the so the Bears.
But I don't know, man. It'd be interesting, man. I can't handicap this game, bro. Like I don't know. Like I could easily see the Saints losing this game because obviously they lost against the Falcons early this year. And I could see them coming out, scrappy and fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do expect them to get the Falcons' best shot, like from jump, just like the Bucks got the Saints' best shot from jump. And what the Saints are going to have to do, and is if they come out and get punched in the mouth, they're going to have to withstand it and come out with a counter punch. And that's things that I think it goes back to coaching that we've seen a lot in DA's first two seasons with the Saints, is that they came back against the They came back against the Colts this year. And then last year, if I remember correctly, they made, it was back and forth against the Seahawks. But oftentimes when teams come out and punch the Saints in the mouth, then like score a touchdown and go up, bruh, it feels, I'm not saying every time, but like oftentimes it feels like that's a game.
Yeah.
Which is an insane position to be, a feeling to have as a fan, Ryan.
Insane, bro. It's like, what? It's just, and it'll be such a terrible note to end the season, though. Like if they lost to the Falcons, even if they don't make the playoffs, playoffs out, just throw the playoffs out. Just losing to the Falcons in the season would be especially this Falcons team, would be such a downer going into the offseason, man. Just like last offseason.
You would have two seasons ending of you losing to divisional teams. And that Panthers team was worse than this Falcons team.
Oh, yeah.
And it would be such a downer. I'm going to ask one of whoever we have, our listeners, we have a listener look up these past two seasons, that if the Saints opposing team scored a touchdown first, it doesn't have to be the first drive, just like score 0-0. If the opposing team touches touchdown first, how many of those games did the Saints actually end up winning?
It's a good little stat.
I'd be fascinated to know, bro. I would be fascinated to know, because if it's not that many games, that to me is just very, I mean, a lot of things are indicative, but that to me is just so indicative of like the coaching of like, if a team comes out and punches you in the mouth and they score first, like everyone kind of just like, I don't have the coaching. I don't have the coaching ability to fight back. Like that's it. I don't know what you want me to do. You can't live like that in 2024 in today's NFL, right? You can't do it, bro. You can't.
I was just laughing at DA, bro, because DA, he was talking about how, look, it's hard to win in the NFL. It's hard to win. And I guess he had this thing where he told the players, like, you got to be great against hard or something like that. It was weird. I was like, what? Got to be good against hard. To my girl, but I was just thinking about it. Like, from his perspective, it really is hard to win in the NFL, bro. Like, with 22, 23 games, hard out there, bro.
And for like other coaches, it's like it's hard, but it's not that hard, nigga. Like
That hard, damn.
nigga, real dumb out here. A question that D posed on Twitter, and I wanted to get ask your opinion on it and your thoughts because it's a good topic. Do you as a fan? I'm asking Ryan as a fan. Do you want this version, this current year's Saints team to make the playoffs?
One is a strong word, man.
Just already knowing that DA is like 90%, 95%, going to be brought back and retained and what have you. Do you want this Saints team to go, to make the playoffs? Because they would be like the 14th, they'd be 4th seed, so they'd be playing the 5th seed, which I don't know off the top of my head. I would have to look, but like I don't know.
4th seed would be 5th seed is the Lions, I believe.
Yeah, I think it would be the Lions, wouldn't it? Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wouldn't be the Lions because they're winning their division. They're winning the Lions are like the 3rd seed. It would be the Eagles as of right now.
Oh
yeah. Here's the crazy thing, Ryan. I'm gonna put this out there. I think it sounds weird to say because I know you and I have been like super fucking hard on this team recently, all deserved. I think that Eagles Saints game would be kind of like a coin flip, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, with this Eagles team?
With this Eagles team. This Eagles team. I think that game would be a coin flip, honestly.
Look, bro, if the Saints got to the playoffs, man, like, it'll be annoying. But, man, I'm going to be right here on the Zoom. Right here.
I'll say
right
this.
Here on the Zoom, bro.
On the Zoom, Matt, I will say this. If this Saints team made the playoffs and went against the Eagles, and it would be a home game, so it'd be in New Orleans, and they can do some stuff against the Eagles and they get a win against the Eagles in the playoffs on Zoom, bro. Like that would be just a highlight of our podcast for them to be in the playoffs, be playing well in the playoffs and win a playoff game. Like that just from that perspective, right? Like the Zoom would be lit, all of it. It'll be a fun time to have. What it would mean long term?
That come down from reality afterwards, though, will be because Loomis and them, they gonna be feeling themselves, bro. They go. It would tell nothing.
It would be the definition of Little Gamora asking Thanos, "What did it cost, bro?" like she's asking all of us that as soon as the game ends, bro. Clock struck 0-0. Monday morning, we waking up and Little Gamora's like at our bed. Did you do it? What did it cost?
Everything,
bro. Every fucking.
Oh.
But you know what, man? If it came with that, it kind of is what it is. Obviously, we have our concerns and just of like the long lasting decisions and how it could like just be ungood for the Saints' future going forward, bro. But like, I don't know different. You in the past, you ever get with someone and you knew it was the absolute worst fucking thing. You knew, bro. But that 2 hours, 3 hours, y'all were together, bro. Feel like soon as you bust one, bro, you like, fuck it, just do. That would be the Saints. Would be the Saints when the playoff came against the Eagles, bro.
It would be hilarious. I'd be here for it though, because I hate the Eagles. Well, especially I hate the fans.
Yes.
So I take it, bro. Like any kind of playoff win, but man, we'll see, man. We will see. Because they have yet to do anything to convince me that they could do anything. Because they have yet to have like two consistent performances, good performances.
Wait, did they? Okay, so they won that Colts game. Was the Bears game after the Colts game?
I believe so.
I think it was, and even that Bears game,
Bears game was kind of like, bruh.
I was not thinking, like, I didn't think they were gonna pull that shit out, bro. I did not think they would at all. And honestly, probably if Justin Fields was playing, they probably wouldn't have, honestly, but I digress. One last thing. Can we give some small love to our dude, Joey's dude, Bonfire, Zach Bond? Can we?
Bond, baby.
He was featured on a Baldy breakdown, bruh. People probably don't even know that Baldy's been on our podcast. It's not like that.
That was a long time ago, bro.
Long time ago, bruh. And also, Baldy was also saying that Marcus Davenport need to get his shit together.
He pointed it out, bro, early.
Bro, I might have to find that, pull that up, and just make that a clip to, like, all, like, the Vikings Twitter when they be talking about it, bro. That was from 2020, Ryan. That was 4 years ago, bro. Man, told you who he was. But I want to give credit to Zach Bond for, like, I feel like he's a perfect example of a player who maybe, like, if you're built differently, like, you could kind of just give up and just say, you know what, fuck, if they're not using me, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like the passion for football, like, but he hasn't. He stayed ready, and after 3.5 years of us as a fan base pleading, begging with this team to let this man pass rush, just begging, Brian, feed them
something, just a part-time pass rusher
on third downs, bro. That's all we was asking for. They did it in the Giants game, and then they did it against the Bucks. And the times and opportunities that he's had to rush the passer, shocker, spoiler alert, he looks like he did in college. He is good at rushing the passer.
He hit the rip and the spin. I was like, man, look at that. So I'm do some power. I'm like, all right, Zach Bond.
And of course, it's happened in his his final season.
Yeah, final season. Yeah, cost that man money, bro.
Cost the money, Ryan. Money. And to me, if I'm looking at the outlook of the team, like, to me, like, that's a player I want to bring back. And if I'm the Saints, I think the way that you have to approach this offseason is, like, you have to approach this offseason assuming and acting like Isaiah Foskey does not exist on the team.
Straight up.
Just like that, bro. Just like that. He does not exist. Like, whatever you get from him, he basically is like he was drafted lower, but he's basically oh man, they gotta get a pass rush, bro, because he's just like he's becoming the second round Peyton Turner, Ryan.
Bro, like, why is he not on IR?
Him, Kendra, bro.
Kendra, like, what are y'all doing, man?
We just got a W head coach that don't understand how the IR system. He's like, what, they come back? Oh, I thought it was the old. No, I know that's what it is. Anyhow, we wanted to get this out. Make sure we did it for this week. It may be the last preview pod of the season, so we wanted to make it a good one. We went a little long, but we had fun doing it. So we hope that everyone had a great and happy New Year. Our Zoom, it may be our final Zoom of this season, of the NFL season. It's closing. So if you are a Patreon, hop in the Zoom on Sunday, make it a memorable one. It's good vibes. We're all watching the game and having fun and just enjoying the game. And whatever happens, the highs are highs and the lows are hilarious. It's what it becomes. Like, that's it. But thank y'all so much. YouTube, like and subscribe. Sorry about the video, but we'll make sure the video for the recap pod will be both Ryan and I. And just be on the alert for, if you want to go to the final game against the Saints and Falcons, please enter the raffle. Promote on social media. Any social media, let us know that you promoted. Just what was your favorite SBP moment of last year, and be on the lookout for our YouTube live stream 30-minute little compact shows we plan to do this upcoming off season. the way that you can be a part of it in terms of just watching or what have you, be a subscriber to our YouTube channel or be a Patreon. We'll be sending out the information when the show is going live. You can ask us questions. We're going to try to have a topic for each little short that we do. We'll try to keep it abbreviated, and then a goal that we're going to have is having someone from our community be on the show with us. We think that's going to be a really cool, dope thing that we're doing. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back on Sunday night. Happy in the game. Maybe the Saints will be in the playoffs. Maybe they won't. We don't know. We'll find out. Either way, with that, we're out.
Peace.